Hey, sisters and brothers, welcome to another episode of WDRS, the Wolf's Den Radio Show Talk. This is episode 42, and I am very proud to introduce my guest for episode 42. I have known this gentleman for a very, very long time, and I have somehow seen him grow into a fledgling Padawan and now a Jedi. So everybody, this is the new vocalist of P.O.T. This is Dela Peña. Hey man, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you very much, Wolf, for the very kind introduction. I don't know much of the Star Wars reference, but anytime you're mentioned in the same breath as Jedi, wow, pare, thank you.
Yeah. Well, because it's true. I mean, so okay, you are the vocalist now of P.O.T. and that's the present. I want to go back and trace back to our roots. I mean, our friendship
Mm,
and our acquaintance. I met you in 2007, I believe, I think.
mhm.
And I don't remember where I met you. I saw you play somewhere. Do you remember how we met?
Mm.
If you don't, it's
Hindi
okay.
na rin. But I think it was through because you had like a production outfit before here in
Yeah.
Manila.
Hmm.
Yung maximum rock and roll, and you took some bands under your wing. I think Castigo was definitely part of that. It is 2007 because I checked the first picture I sent you over at Messenger. Timestamp there is 2007, and I remember you were in one of the Eastwood gigs. So parang when Club Dread was like sort of revived by Bong Baluit and some of the guys in Eastwood. I think that was where I met you and some of the Castigo guys and girl Sans Fojas.
Hmm.
Um, I remember you took them under your wing in a production outfit that you had when you were based here in Manila for a time. My previous band, one of my earliest bands actually, was Power Tones, and
Yeah,
you
that was
also
the
took
band.
us under your wing. So we
Yeah.
were really like, wow, Wolf of Morris, like,
I
you
don't
know,
that's the thing. I don't remember where I saw you the first time. Was it would you remember? No, I don't think
I
I
think it
already asked you that,
was
but
if it, if it's not in Eastwood Club Dread, it was probably
it was in
Purple Haze Tomas Morato.
was it did you play with Castigo at the time? No.
We were just jamming.
Ah, okay.
Sometimes I would jam with them with like one or two songs. Carlo the singer would jam with us one or two
No,
songs.
I think I met you in Club Red
Club Dread,
in
yeah,
Eastwood,
probably
yeah.
Eastwood. Oh yeah, probably Eastwood.
And
Yeah.
then yeah, Power Tones, man. I loved you guys because you guys were playing classic rock in the covers and originals. You know, your style was very classic rock. So it was very refreshing to see a band like that during that time because everyone was, playing very modern music at that time. So it was nice to see, a young band playing older music because that's what I did. When Wolfgang started, we
In the
were
90s. So
yeah in the 90s we were young guys playing old music, so I could relate to you guys, and of course you, Meg. I mean your presence was right away felt, and you had your shaggy black hair, and blondie ka na eh. Hey, blondie.
it's the midlife crisis, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
oh, okay lang. That's good, man. You just do you, man. But anyway, so yeah, so that was my first experience with you guys, and yeah, I got you in the production just so I could watch you all the time, So um, so so those
I
are our
remember. I remember one time. Sorry, I remember one time you even went up to Marikina Heights, one of the little bars there, owned by Emma Cruz.
yeah
She's a former like sexy star.
yeah
Anyway,
yeah 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 yeah
details
yeah. Yeah.
aside, I just remember you like, oh, Wolf came from the freaking south to like
Yeah.
jam with us on
Yeah.
and I
Well,
think
I'm
you
not
played
from that.
Highway Star.
Yeah. I remember that show. I remember that gig.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Dugam.
but I wasn't. I'm not from the south. I'm from San Juan, so it wasn't that
Ah,
far.
yeah, you're from Green Hills nga pala. Yeah, yeah, I
But
remember
I
now.
mean, I have relatives who used to live in Marikina, so I know that area. So
Okay.
it's it wasn't not a big deal for me to go around, and watch the bands that I like, especially um, every time I visit Manila, I always try and look for the bands
But
playing.
but can you imagine Wolf, our regular like patrons there? Because we were playing regularly every weekend, right?
Mm.
And can you imagine their surprise? Wolf Amora freaking jammed with us one Saturday night. Like, who are these guys?
Well, yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean to me, kasi I take for granted I have that effect on people who know who I am. So to me it's nothing. To me it's just I'm just jamming with musicians that I like, that I dig. So it's as simple as that. It's nothing. I don't. If who if whoever sees me in those situations, then I have no control of what they say. But to me, it's just jamming. And
We were so thankful and grateful. It was a privilege, really. So after that gig, I went up to the owner, Emma.
mm,
So you give us you give us 350 pesos per head for 3 sets a night. Now, because you saw that one of the Pinoy rock stars jammed with us, you now owe us 350 pesos per night and 2 buckets of beer.
did you give it? Did you get it?
No,
No.
just kidding. She was very nice. She'd throw everything at us, like
All right.
all only food, only drinks every time. She was very nice.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, and yeah, it was great, man. And then I was really that's why fast forward. Let's go back and forth, no.
Mhm.
So when I heard that you were going to be the new singer of P.O.T, I was like, it's like I was kind of surprised with myself that it's like why didn't I think of that? It's like the shoe you fit into that band like like a glove.
Wow.
Your vibe, your music, your stage presence, you as Red, as I know you, it was like, oh yeah, of course, he should be, and you're a great singer as well. So that's another thing that I like about you is that you sing from the heart. I mean, you used to have this, you used to channel Steven Tyler a lot. I remember, yeah, which was great, no? And then, but since then, I mean, it's been a long time since we first met. I mean, you're you're coming into your own style, your own character, your own voice, which is great, and it fits with with POT. And I had the privilege to see you guys last October. Actually,
Yeah,
see you
yeah.
live, watch you live. Like, yes, man. But that bar was so weird. We were in the side because I don't know that bar. I'm not gonna say the bar's name, but they have such a weird policy. It's like you pay the entrance, and then you stand on the side of the stage, and then those who know what I'm talking about, if you know, you know. And then you have like a reservation for the seats in front of the stage. It's such a weird policy, and I was kind of disheartened because we were on the side. Me and Melody were on the side of the
Melody, yeah,
stage.
Melody.
Yeah, we were really cheering you on, and Melody's a big fan of you as well.
Wow.
Yeah, super. And then so yeah, now I want to go back again even further when you were young, because this music, like I said, it's old music. It's music from the
Mm.
1970s, which is not our era, you know.
Mhm.
So what got you into this kind of music, and your love for rock and roll and your rock and roll soul?
what got me into the that kind of music, that sort of music, is probably the tapes, cassette tapes that were lying around in the house and in the car. Well, most of which were owned by my mother and her partner at that time. So they were really into, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, The Doors. Those were the tapes there. So Jimi Hendrix. So actually, just those four tapes, just those four cassette tapes,
It
was
doesn't
just
take much, man. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But prior to that, I was like any other, like most kids my age at that time, I was also listening to like hard stuff. When I say hard stuff, like like new metal, because that was the hard stuff at that time.
Yeah.
And so I was just I listened to Korn, syempre Limp Bizkit, all these guys who were supposedly big at that time. And then I stumbled upon Rage Against the Machine, and then I think I watched one of their like MTV Unplugged, like like interviews, and Tom Morello like said, "I got this riff from Led Zeppelin, Kashmir."
Mm.
I mean, how can so now it all like makes sense. Kashmir does sound like "Wake Up" from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
If you like, yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah. The
it's
first time I heard "Wake Up," I was like, "Oh, that's Kashmir."
oh, that's Kashmir. Di ba?
Yeah.
So when I heard Tom Morello say that, I said, "Oh, I gotta really okay." It it was an okay choice, pala, that I found those tapes in the car and in the house. So I'm in a I'm in a good path here.
Yeah. 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 Did your mom and her partner at the time, did they like encourage you with like, oh, if you listen to
No,
more? No. Oh, it
no,
was
no,
just
no.
you, self-discovery.
No, it was just myself and my brothers. We discovered it, and then one of the houses that we stayed on back then, right in front. Would you believe it? Right in front was, oh my God, I forgot the name of the studio. You probably have recorded in that studio in San Antonio Village, at the back of Shangri-La, San Antonio Village, Pasig.
Oh, trucks.
Trax, yeah.
Yeah.
The apartment right in front of Trax. We resided there for a time.
Oh, really?
During
Wow.
the time when Cheese, Greyhounds, and Slapshot were, like the kings of
Yeah.
rock here
Okay.
in the country. So I
Yeah.
saw them all the time. Rico Blanco was frequenting there. Jessa Zaragoza was there.
Oh,
So yeah,
nice.
and yeah, so yeah, um, it was a wonderful time, and you know, it just I was just in the right place at the right time, I guess. Up until now, I'm just lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you were already. That was like you were in the orbit of the scene, and then was this before you started playing live?
This was before I was in a band at all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
How old were you
So
when this was
I
happening?
was 17. I actually started playing in a band, Wolf, when I was 18. It was
Mm.
really very late because
Same here,
prior to
man.
that,
No, I'm same here. I was 17, my first band. Yeah.
what did you do prior?
Oh,
Like,
air drums, air guitar. Just
oh, but
me.
you were already into rock.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was already into rock. Um, it's funny when I'm thinking about it now. I was into rock in when I was in high school because in high school the mainstream music was rock.
Mm-hmm.
The mainstream music was, of course, there was the new wave side, but there was
Mm-hmm.
Queen. There was all these rock bands on the
Mm-hmm.
other side, and who were also in the mainstream charts.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that in the 80s when I was in high school, I gravitated to the harder sound of what was coming out on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I met the guys from Razorback later on, maybe 4 years after that, 4 or 5 years, and then they get me into classic rock
Mm-hmm.
because that's really what they were listening to. And I know what you're talking about when you hear that music and then you connect it with, when you connected it with Tom Morello and stuff like that. When I first heard Rage Against the Machine, I'm like, oh my, this Led Zeppelin. It's Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. And and yeah, and then in that studio tracks. I have a story about that studio because we recorded Serbian Silence in tracks.
Mm.
So that was analog tape, like a reel to reel analog tape. Um, anyway, that's because that studio is haunted.
It is. I
It
was
Yeah, yeah. So
I was able to record there. I know.
oh, really?
Yes.
Did you feel it? Did you feel spirits or
Yes.
yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
So my experience was I'll ask you I'll let you tell yours after. But it was me and Mon inside the studio. We were on a break. Everyone was, I think it was Manuel, laying guitar solos and guitar tracks, no? And then we had break for lunch. So everyone left outside in the terrace. And then it was just me and Mon just hanging out. And, the recording studio is very quiet,
It is.
because of all the soundproofing, right?
Yeah.
So it was super quiet, super still. And me and Mon weren't talking. We were just whatever. And then out of nowhere, I smell flowers. Like really like flowers, man. And then I look up and then I look at Mon and Mon looks at me and he's like, did you smell that? They were like, yeah. And then we scream. I was like, we scream like schoolgirls and we run out. It's like, wow. And then so the guys were like outside. So, oh, what happened? It's like, and then no one told us that the studio was haunted.
Mm-hmm.
So we asked whoever was there. It's like, is the
Mm.
studio haunted? It's like, oh, may multo dyan.
Mm.
And you're like, oh man, we just smelled the spirit. So that was my extra. What you call that?
Who knew spirits and ghosts smell nice, no?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what it was.
You would
Maybe that.
imagine they smell ghastly or whatever.
Yeah, that's
But
why.
they
Maybe
smell
it
like
was.
flowers.
Yeah, it's like it smelled like flowers, and then you're like, "There's no way there are flowers in here," and then of course, the first thing I look at was the aircon on the ceiling, the vent. I'm like, and then I don't know why I looked at it, but yeah, that was freaky. So, what was your experience there?
I didn't see anything. We didn't see anything. I was recording a track there with Ohoroho. So it was a hard
Mm,
rock band
right,
before.
right.
Anyway, so yeah, we were recording one track there. I remember myself and Frey Zambrano, who's the guitarist. At that time, we were
Shout out to Frey.
he was yeah, hello Frey. So
Yeah.
he was telling us, oh boys, this I know this studio is haunted. And I'm like, nah. I have it. So I told him I lived across the street before. I told you earlier, right? So anyone would have told me if this studio is haunted. Anyone would have told me already. So yeah, we were drinking, we were having a smoke. But yeah, when I took a bathroom break, there's a wee small mirror in the bathroom.
Oh my god.
I didn't see anything, Wolf, but maybe it was just the alcohol. But I could really feel like whenever I look down on my penis,
Yeah.
that someone is behind me.
Oh
I
my
could
god.
really feel it.
You could feel
And
it. Yeah.
the day after, the morning after, I remember my story, my IG story was, oh fuck that yellow room studio. It's that was what it was called at that time before it
Yeah.
closed, right? Yellow
Yeah.
room. So yeah, fuck that yellow room studio. That's fucking haunted.
So Track Studio is not there anymore.
It tracks became yellow room, and then it's now closed. Yeah,
Oh, it's
as far
oh.
as I know, I don't know if they reopen or whatever. But
Right, 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 right. Yeah, I remember that band Ojo Rojo. That was cool too.
thanks.
Yeah. But so anyway, yeah, let's going back. So, um, did you like people your age? Did you find other people your age that were into the same thing, or was it like just were you isolated in your music preference?
Funny when I look back now, I actually hated it when I came across someone who had the same like in music as me.
Yeah.
It's like you found your treasure and someone else found it too. I didn't have that like, kindred or that, I didn't have that with other people who like Led Zepp as well. It's like I found this. You're
This
not
is
allowed to
thi-
discover this too.
this is
I'm
mine.
I, I'm the only classic rock cool kid that's supposed to, but but yeah. So that's why. But no, but eventually, I found myself in a band that that really like Led Zeppelin and all those classic rock bands, and we did the thing. So yeah, or at least we tried to.
Yeah. So Power Tones was the first band.
Power Tones was actually not the first band. It was
Mm.
actually my brothers and myself who tried out this like classic rock thing. They were my first band. It was called
Mm.
Lengua. My yeah, it was my
Lengua.
brother. Well, my brother who named it. He thought it was cool. I think it was cool. Lengua
Yeah.
means tongue, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
And you must.
actually, Lengua was playing. So this is like 17, 16-year-old kids, basically kids. We were just pretending we could play Led Zeppelin. We 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 just learned the instruments like months prior, and we for some odd reason, McQueen from Freedom Bar, Anonas,
Mhm.
gave us a gig, and we played Freedom Bar as our first gig. Imagine that, 16, 17
Wow.
year olds playing Led Zeppelin. We were trying to. So we played Stairway to Heaven. We played Kashmir. We threw in a couple of Metallica there just because our lead guitarist at that time was just so diehard Metallica fan. So
Right.
it
Right.
was
Right.
a fucking weird set, like three Led Zepp songs and then two Metallica songs. But that was the time when Atoy Arce of Power Tones, eventually Power Tones, saw me. So he was looking for a singer that could,
Ato is the guitarist, no?
of Power Tones. Yes, you
Yeah.
remember him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he still plays. He
Oh,
still
cool.
plays.
He had
But
a black.
anyway,
He
so
had a black guitar.
and just one like Zoom multi
Yeah.
effects.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But he could play anything on that set.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. He was looking for a singer that time that could sing classic rock tunes, mostly old 70s 60s tunes, because he was really looking for a band to
Mm-hmm.
form a band that can play regularly, like for cash.
Oh, right. Right. Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when he gave me a tap on the shoulder and said, "Can you come over to this address at this time?" Sure. And then the first rehearsal I met there, Raymond Maluluan, the drummer,
Yeah.
who eventually will play for Pepe Smith up to his last days. So
Rayman.
Raymond was gonna be he would eventually play for Pepe Smith, and the bassist was Kuber Gohar. He was
Yeah.
actually Kuber. Looking back, he was the only schooled musician
Oh,
out of
really?
the yeah, he was a conservatory graduate of UST. He
Oh.
majored in guitar actually, if I'm
Oh,
not mistaken. Let
wow.
me know, Kuber. But yeah, so I was Wolf. Pucha, I was not amazed. I was scared of these guys. I'm like an 18-year-old kid.
Mm.
I just learned to play the guitar like 2 months prior,
Mm.
and now I'm around these three. Can you imagine? Rayman was already playing professionally for like I don't know 10 plus years. Atoy Arce was already playing in Saudi back and forth
Yeah.
and in cruise ships. So
Mm.
I didn't know what I was doing up until now. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just. I
That's
told you, man. I'm
that's
told you. And this is gonna be a recurring, theme. I'm always at the right place at the right time.
yeah, man. I mean, I would I could say that about myself as well. I mean, looking back at my musical life, if ever, and life in general, always at the right place at the right time and with the right people.
Yeah, yeah.
And somehow, yeah, somehow it's very cool. Yeah,
So power
Rayman.
tones. So
Mm.
yeah, you talked about Raymond and the boys, right? So what I'm just trying to say very shortly before, so I can give it back to you. So these three guys, they like fast tracked my, like my music learning. So I had to learn um, at least 90 songs right off the bat. because the goal was to play regular, 3 to 4 sets a night, right?
Hmm.
So yun, they really fast track my musical
How
learning.
often did you rehearse?
Oh, we at first we really rehearsed like every day, because my
Wow.
house was like 100 meters away from the studio,
Oh,
and
nice.
Atoy Arce owned the studio, so
Oh, wow. Okay,
so
cool.
yeah,
Yeah. No excuse.
no excuse. And
Yeah.
it was summer. It was summer vacation, so yeah, I had nothing to
Yeah.
do. So yeah, again,
Nice.
right timing.
I know. So wait, so that was summer, and then so I met you the next year, no?
But probably the next year,
The
no,
next
probably
year.
two years
Oh,
na
2 years
yata.
more, no?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that was
2 years more.
2005, I think, when we
Yeah.
formed Power Tones. We met in 2007.
Right. Right. I met Castigo first, and then the next time I went to Manila, that's I think when I met you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you so okay, that explains a lot. That's why you guys were really good when I saw you, because your bandmates were you know seasoned musicians, and I always liked Rayman's his feel, because he plays so behind the beat. He's so chill, man. He's like, the band Krungbin.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you hear that, if you hear their music, the drummer there, it's really like light touch. And
Mm,
when I first heard Krungbin and saw the guys, like it reminds me of Rayman, because si
mm,
Rayman soft touch din, di ba? He
yeah.
doesn't he doesn't swing his arms, not like me, but the sound is there. So I really like his style. Yeah, man. Power Tones was a good band, and you came out with a song that I like, Kama. You remember that song,
Oh, it's a kama, a blues
Kama?
track. Yeah, it was basically a blues jam track, and we just I just laid, you know, some shit lyrics over it.
Those lyrics were cool, man. No, those, yeah, dude. You have to, I don't know, you have to re-record that with Power Tones. With all the technology now, it'd be so easy, no? And
Yeah, that's
then put
right.
it out, because it's a really cool song. I really like that song. Your
The
lyrics
lyrics,
are
the lyrics came out, and this is a true story. I'm gonna be very candid with you. I just watched a porn flick with
oh yeah.
of the group group thing kind of thing, and so that's why the lyrics were like that.
Yeah.
Kasya dalawa hanggang tatlo, apat, lima, lahat kayo. Because
Let's go.
that was
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, re-record that song. It's a really
yeah.
good song. Your lyrics there are really good, man. Yeah. Yeah. I think I still have the file somewhere in my hard drive. Yeah. I'm not deleting that song, dude. Yeah. It's really cool. So moving forward, after, because the last time I saw you were still in Power Tones, and then we kind of, well, I hadn't gone back to the Philippines for a long time. So
How long were you gone ba? Ten
till
years, right?
till because when I met you it was '07, and then I went back in '08, and then 2011 with Three-Headed Dog. You remember?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but though I think you were with Ojo Rojo already.
No. 2011 was still with Power Tones.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I remember 3HD, man.
yeah,
Man,
man.
no,
Yeah,
that's a band, man. Hanep
yeah,
yun.
yeah. Yeah, that was a cool band.
And Locomotive.
Yeah, Locomotive. Yeah, well, Locomotive that's why I was there in '07, because of Locomotive.
Mm.
Pero it didn't last. After, when we came back from that trip, it didn't really, it didn't last. So then
Because
it became,
David Aguirre is in 3HD and also in Locomotive, right?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
okay, okay.
So Locomotive was originally Basti. He was the
Mm.
singer of Locomotive, and then we recorded an album, and then he left Locomotive, and then we got a new singer to tour in the Philippines.
Mm-mm.
And
Who
when
did you
we,
get again?
huh?
Did you get someone to replace Basti?
Yeah. His name was Ryan,
Right.
American guy. But when we returned back to the States, and then they tried writing songs with Dave and Danny, they weren't really. They weren't compatible,
Mm-hmm.
as songwriters, to write
Mm-hmm.
original music. So he had to, yeah, he left. He left because it wasn't working out. So that's when we formed 3HD, because Dave was like, um, but before that, I took a break from music, from playing music for a year, and then we formed 3HD, and then because and then Dave took over the vocals. So yeah, so that happened. Then that's when we came back in 2011, and then yeah, that was the last time I saw you, and then P.O.T ka na. And then I mean, or Ojo Rojo online, I saw you online.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was already cool for me. I was like, wow, this guy found an actual, you know, other long-haired dudes that play Les Pauls.
I think the Frey Zambrano, he was the mastermind of that outfit. I think he consciously made it a point that all the dudes he was gonna get was long hair.
Yeah,
He didn't
man.
care.
Yeah.
He didn't care if we could play.
But
So it was,
it looked
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. So I actually was the one who got the drummer Gio Santos, and I already got the took the cue from Frey. This guy's supposed to be long hair. I know the guy. So there's Gio Santos on drums, Paul Pantig, and then Frey on guitars, and then myself and Miggy Matute. Oh, shout out to Miggy.
Oh, that's right, Miggy.
Yeah, Miggy
He was
Matute
on
from Blue Jean Junkies,
he was
right?
on bass, no?
Also one of those like starstruck moments. I used to like watch them, Nino Mendoza and him
Yeah.
with the Blue Jean Junkies.
Oh yeah, Blue
I
Jean
just
Junkies,
Wolf.
man.
I just thought they were the coolest guys, like the
Uh-huh.
coolest. Like man, how they look on stage, how they sound on stage. Like man, like how cool can you get? They're
Yeah.
even cooler than the foreign acts that I followed at that time. But yeah, Blue Jean Junkies.
Yeah, I mean,
That was a band.
there was a lot of cool characters in the scene, Um yeah.
Where's Nino now? I think he's
Nino's in New
still in New York,
York.
no?
He's
Yeah,
in New
he's having
York.
the time of his life. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. I remember his
that,
post.
yeah, that's where he wants to be, so I hope, yeah, I think he's happy.
Yeah, I wish him
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. So anyway, so let's move forward to so you're with Frey in Ohoroho. What happens after that? Did the band dissolve, or what happened? Bigla na lang.
Uh, I actually, there's a two prong answer to that question. If that
Okay.
makes any sense. COVID happened. Number
Oh,
one,
that's right. Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
COVID happened, and then it was also, you know, um, self-inflicted harm on the band's part, mostly due to myself. I was drinking my mind out, my brains out during that, period in my life. So,
Yeah.
and it got into the, to being a professional and, to being on time, to being,
Right.
to just doing your job.
Yes.
It really affected that. So yeah.
So 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 COVID happened, and then out of nowhere, um I'm seeing posts of there's a new singer of P.O.T. I'm like, oh man, those are big shoes to fill, man. I didn't know it was you, I didn't know who it was. And then out of nowhere, and then it's you, and then like, what the hell? How did that happen? It's like, but of course, I was like, of course it's red. Of course it's red. But it was such a huge surprise when I first heard. So that would be the next question, is like, how did that happen? Were you at the right place at the right time again, or what was this thing with P.O.T?
After, yeah, yeah. After Ojo Rojo, so there was like a year and a half of nothing, right? Remember that COVID
Yeah.
and lockdown. So after that I was really just, I was just trying to play, even without a band or whatever. I was just trying to jam wherever I could. So I went to bars and such, and from there I was able to, hook up with some bands, and oh, let me jam naman on your next gig, and they did, and then I'm very thankful. One of those bands was the Bloomfields.
Mm.
So
With
they
Clem.
invited with um no, Bloomfield, sila Rocky, sila Lacan, Clem is Orange and Lemons.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're in the same Lily Star Records.
Yeah, yeah.
They're in the same outfit. But anyway, so I was invited to sing in the annual 70s Bistro Beatles night.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought that that time was wow, man. It was really uh, privileged and thankful, Ruth, because the guys who started that annual thing was actually Nitoy Adriano from the Jerks,
Mm-hmm.
Eli Buendia, and just became an annual thing,
Yeah.
wow, it was surreal to be invited to that. And so in one of the rehearsals for Beatles Night, this was in 70s Bistro. This was May 2022.
Two.
Yep. So after I came down from the stage sa rehearsal, Mali Paraguya, who pala at that time had a gig uh, at night at 70s as well. We were
Mm-hmm.
rehearsing in the afternoon, so he was already there trying to set up the place and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I recognize him. It's si Mali. I actually met him before just once in a house party. We
Mm-hmm.
actually jammed in that house party around 2012. We played Yugyugan, I think. But then fast forward to 2022, 10 years later, he came in the door and he went straight up to me,
Mm.
and he tapped me on the shoulder and he said, you know what he said? He
No.
said, Batang Karl Roy. And I was like,
No.
eh, sabi ko kay Dayan, ay, labo nun, ah. Please translate na lang for the audience. But yeah, it was what? And then, yun, the next morning was 11 a.m.
Wait, wait,
I
wait. When he said that, what happened? He just walked away and then.
he just walked away. He just walked away.
How
It's
weird.
Mali. It's so Mali.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I'm bandmates with him and very good, very close with him now, it explains a lot. It's just so
Really?
him.
Yeah. Okay.
So he
Okay.
called me. I think he got my number from Jotai, the manager of Brownman Revival.
Uh-huh.
And so yun, so that's when I knew, looking back now, that he was actually already looking around sa scene of someone who can sing for P.O.T. He called me up
Oh.
the next morning, 11 a.m. And he said, "Oh, this is Mali. Si Red ba to?" Yeah, this is, sir. How are you? Hi, 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 hi. And it quickly, the conversation turned very quickly into, binubuo namin yung P.O.T. We're forming P.O.T. again. Can you sing for us? I'm and in the middle of his sentence, I knew where he was getting at, right? I couldn't believe my ears, Wolf. I couldn't believe my brain. Like the words that I'm hearing through my cell phone, like, wow, Mali Parago is really telling me this, asking me this. I'm blown away. Up until now, right now, it's obvious when I tell you about the exact moment. I'm just really blown away up until now. And I said, yeah, let's try, sir. What time? And he said the time, and I'll meet you there. So let's try first 5 songs, he said. I knew just one song. So I had to learn the other four pa for
What
the
song
next
did you
5 songs.
know? What song did you know?
I
Off.
only I only knew Yugyugan, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Of course I know P.O.T, but like yung word for
Yeah.
word.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't memorize on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so I put down the phone. I tried to be as calm as I can. And then Diane came down the stairs and said, "Who are you talking to?" I couldn't say a word for like a minute. She said, "Who are you talking to? You look like you saw a ghost." And then I looked up to her and I said, "Diane, I think I'm the new singer of P.O.T." And tears rolled down my eyes. I don't know why.
Wow, dude. Yeah. Yeah. And then what happened? And then what?
And then yun, the following week, or yeah, I think it was a week after, I really tried my best to like really memorize this lyrics and all, and the singing and the attack and the intent. all the emotions.
So was this wait, what was this an audition or was this like you were it already?
Oh my God, I don't even know if they. Oh yeah, I think there were considerations of other
Right.
singers,
Uh-huh.
but when I came in there, parang they were parang it was a done deal. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, when I came to the studio 1 week later, that's when I first met Yanomali, and I'm starstruck.
Yeah.
Ian of Mali Paraguya. Harley wasn't here that time, so um, they got Relly from Sino Sikat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and so
Wait, who's the drummer now?
now it's Les Banzuelo.
Is he
He
the
used
dude
to
that I saw in that bar with the long hair?
Yes.
The
So he
really
used to play. He used to play for Fusebox. Remember the Red Horse Music
Oh,
Laban like winners? Yeah. So prog. So
no,
galing
no,
siya sa
I know
prog.
Fusebox. Wait a minute. Wait, what's his name?
Les Les Banzuelo. Shout out Les.
So the one that I saw when I saw you guys, that's him.
That's him.
Wow.
That's Les
He's
Banzuelo.
really good, man. He's like
Yeah.
bagay with you guys too. Yeah. So what's is Harley part of it until now, or is it no, or just uh, come and go?
Because Harley is in Saipan, right? So and
Oh,
he's
that's right.
based there. Yeah.
Okay.
So but whenever he's here, he plays with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's another drummer that's like, yeah, he's the drummer of P.O.T. Harley Alarcon, man. Yeah, dude. And okay, all right. So this is happening like really fast, right?
Mhm.
So what happens in that first rehearsal?
Ah, wow. I think the first song we did was I think it was Yugana. And I couldn't believe my eyes. Mali Paraguya, Ian O'Malley is in front of me playing Yugana.
Yeah.
Like the actual thing is in front of you doing the thing. And you're supposed to. And you're supposed
Do
to.
your thing. Oh my god. We're
People don't realize like for example, like you tell me like, oh, you have this, well, I don't know, presence on stage. You look like you're confident. Man, inside it's like a hurricane of emotions that I am just not allowed to show. But yeah, it was just terrifying and exciting and mind blowing all at the same time, Wolf. Hanip that moment.
what was your first show with them with P.O.T.?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
We were slated to play. The very first gig was actually a lagare, a back-to-back gig.
Mm.
But it was a but it was a terrifying lagare because the
Okay.
first because the first gig is in Mauban, Quezon, which is like 60 kilometers away from Manila. In That's in the afternoon, and then the second gig for that day is in 70s Bistro.
Oh my god.
And what made it like particularly worse for me is because during that first rehearsal, no, not that first rehearsal, the second rehearsal. So I was like, and this was the second rehearsal. So myself and the drummer, everyone was drinking. We were drinking gin. And I already knew from the first rehearsal that these guys could like drink, Wolf. So
Yeah.
sabi ko, no way I'm gonna bring my car. No way am I gonna bring my motorcycle. I'm just gonna take the cab,
Yeah.
head there and head back home in a cab.
Oh my
And so
god.
we finished rehearsal. We were downstairs, Relly and myself, the drummer. We were having a smoke. And I saw his bike. It was a 650cc Ninja, Kawasaki
Ninja.
Ninja.
Oh my
Ninja.
god.
It was
Big
it was
bike
yellow
pa.
green, like all ninjas are. And
Oh
so
my
I said,
god.
I was just really, is that yours? Sa'yo yan? Oh man, yeah, yes. Can I try? No, I'm just gonna sit on it, ah. Oh, sige, right. Okay. And I sat on it, right? And of course, the very next thing is, can I try to turn on the engine? I just want to hear the. So I turned on the engine. I revved it up. Oh, wow. Really? Can you,
With the
hawakan mo nga
cigarette.
tong cigarette ko. I'm just gonna take it for a spin. Iikot lang ako I'm just gonna take it around Marcos Highway. The studio is in Marcos Highway. I was just gonna take it for a
Yeah.
spin around Marcos Highway to the
Oh my
intersection
God.
and
In
then
the
back.
traffic of Marcos Highway. Oh my
No, this
God.
was 12 midnight
Oh, okay,
already,
okay.
Wolf. Yeah,
Okay,
this
okay,
was,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And this was after 2 bottles of gin.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
I was cruising. I was just, but for some reason, I don't know. I might have blacked out because probably the cold air, the breeze, or whatever. The next thing I knew, I didn't even felt the ano, I don't remember feeling the pain of the impact or whatever. So when I woke up, I was already in the sidewalk, and I was very lucky that where the accident happened, it was right in front of the gate of an executive village, Valley Golf, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
then one of the guards saw me right away. Because if he didn't see me right away, I would have been ran over by the numerous trucks that are passing by Marcos Highway at that time. Because that's
Oh my
after the truck
God.
ban hours. Eh.
Yeah.
So I woke up at the sidewalk and I felt this numb, thick, throbbing pain my left side of my body. When I tried to get up, syempre you try to get
Yeah.
up with your two hands, right? With your two arms. When I tried to do this, my left arm fell off. And so that's when I realized later when I was on this hospital, I broke my entire collarbone in
Oh
two places.
my
Yep.
God.
Yeah, I sent you the pictures of the operation, the
Holy shit.
procedure.
Okay, they're gonna put the picture right now. But yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
there.
Wait.
So yeah,
Oh my Lord.
so there. And yun pala, Mali and Jen Primero was our manager. They were awfully, worried already by this point at this point because at this point I was gone for at least an hour. And
Oh my God.
I told Relly I was just gonna take it for a spin, right? And so my phone rang, and it was Mali Paraguya and said, "Bro, asan ka na? Where are you? Mal, can you pick me up here in front of?" Oh, it was Kingsville pala, not Valley Golf. Can you pick me up here? Na-aksidente ako. I got in an accident, and so they picked me up. And then when they picked me up, I told them, "Can you not take me straight to the hospital? Because I'm fine. I'm not like dying or whatever. It's really painful. But I want you to take me home first, so I could tell my loved ones first,
That you're okay.
myself in person that I'm okay, and then they take me to the hospital." Because they're
Oh
gonna
my.
panic.
Oh
Because
yeah,
they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah.
freaking panic if they
Right.
hear
Yeah.
mention the hospital. He
Yeah,
got in
yeah.
an accident. So yeah. So yeah. That was So there. So that was the second rehearsal, and in 2 weeks, we will be playing the first gig
Oh
with
my
P.O.T with the new
God.
singer, and I had a shoulder brace with the operation, and we had to play two gigs in one day, and the
Oh
other
my
one
God.
was in the province.
So what happened? So
And
how'd that go?
in the Mauban gig, which was actually a Harley Davidson event, there were like 400 Harleys in there. Wolf, very, very, very
Did you
angas,
get
angas.
did you get PTSD with
Oh
all
my
the
god.
motorcycles
Yes, yes.
Huh?
Imagine playing your very first gig.
after a motorcycle accident?
Life is funny,
Oh my God.
But yeah, so
Wow.
the very first gig, I told myself during the during the van trip, parang I feel fine. I can move. I Of course I can sing, but I think I can move. And so when we went up on stage, and then one, two, three, I think it was Monkey on My Back, the first song. I tried to jump.
Oh my God. Here we go.
I tried to jump just to test it out. I thought my shoulders was gonna fall out, Wolf.
Oh my
I kid you
God.
not. And there was a searing pain. I thought I wasn't gonna get through the first song, the first
Yeah.
song. It was a searing pain.
This is
If I
when you
did,
this is when you landed on your feet on the ground.
yeah, because I
So
was really trying
it
to test
yeah.
if I can move.
Oh my
So
gosh.
so yeah, buti na lang I have my shades on just to hide the freaking pain in my eyes.
Oh my God.
But yeah, but we plowed through it. One more thing,
Mm.
Ian Umali, who's I tell you, when you get bandmates, when you get to be bandmates with him, he's very detail oriented. He's always very
Yeah.
prepared, man.
Yes.
For some reason, he forgot his guitar strap.
That
He
night.
forgot his guitar strap. No, not that afternoon in Mauban, Quezon.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And we had no choice. We were the only band to play, I
So
think.
there's no
So
guitar strap to be
there was no
borrowed.
guitar strap. So we just, I think he just got a cable or a straw or whatever. So if you see pictures of that very first gig, it's, what's that? What's Ian's strap? So there was
Oh
a lot of
wow.
mishaps, and then we
Oh
have to
my.
travel back to Manila to play 70s Bistro.
Yeah.
But but that but that was a magical set,
Yeah.
because that was like all love from the fans.
From the
It was just,
fans. Instant.
yes,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just,
They accepted you right away.
um, well, hopefully it was part of that, but I think it was POT's first gig in what, a decade
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
since Carl died.
This
So
Carl died, yeah.
yeah, wow, it was just all love, man.
Did you
Up
feel
until now, man.
did you feel pressure in 70s?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Very, 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 a lot of pressure.
And a broken collarbone.
And a broken collarbone at that.
Oh my gosh.
One of the reviews that we got from, I think it was online or whatever, or a Facebook post or whatever, but it was, but oh, the singer's good, but he doesn't move
Well, he had a good reason. And you didn't tell anybody that you had, that you
on
were
stage.
injured.
No, no,
Yeah,
no, no, on
that's good.
stage. No.
No, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So, has there been any let's talk about gigs a bit more. Has there I mean, cuz that's a pretty memorable gig. Has there any gig has any other gig since then topped that in being memorable?
Every gig is, has its own quality. You know that, Wolf.
Yeah.
Iba-iba talaga. It's a probably memorable wise, all the out of oh, the Singapore gig was, was fantastic. It was actually it's actually the first time as well that POT went out of the country. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. So um, yeah, that was a fantastic time, the Singapore gig. Hmm.
So when you play in front of the fans of POT, I wouldn't, I don't think that you got any negative vibes because you're the new Carl, Batang Karl Roy.
On stage, on stage and in the gigs, you don't feel that at all. I think as much as, Filipinos would like to think that they're thick-skinned, they're
Yes.
actually not. When you face them, when you confront them face to face, they can't connect. So that's why there's a lot of online trolls that are,
Yeah, because they don't want
like,
to do it face to face.
they went face to face. So, but yeah, there was a period that, I'm gonna be honest. I always try to
Sure.
be. There was a time that I was, got affected by, negative comments about, like, I'm gonna get it. You're not gonna like everything that, the new singer does, or how he looks, or how he presents himself on stage. I was compared to the funny. There was a funny comparisons, and they weren't even rock singers. They
Yeah.
were rap. They were hip hop artists.
Oh, really? They're what
Yeah. Oh, you
you're
look like Delo, the one from Flip Top. Oh, you look like Mike Swift, or you look like, yeah, with all
Oh
these
yeah,
like
well, I
hip hop
mean,
artists.
Pinoys are good at that, no? They'll like,
Yeah.
oh, kamukha niyan yan ah. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, we have that in POT. Like, si Ian O'Malley looks like, a younger Ricardo Cepeda, or Mali Paraguay looks like Benji Paras, di ba?
that's right. He looks like Benji Paras. Shout out to
Yun.
Mali and Ian, man. I mean, those
Yeah, yeah.
guys, those are quality musicians, man. I mean, POT, I'm telling you, dude, when POT first came out, it was like everyone was like, what the fuck? It's like, what the fuck talaga, man? It's like, tang inang banda to, you know? Because I knew, because before, prior to POT, I knew Ian, uh, way before, because he
Mhm.
had a band with Louis in high school, with
Mm.
Louis Talan. And
Mm.
they were playing Metallica.
Metallica.
I
Yeah.
mean, Ian's Metallica dude, right?
Yeah.
And then when POT comes out, he's all "Tung chan chan kuchan chan kuchan." I'm like, what the fuck? you know, it's like, pero it's like, tangina si Ian, oh. Kala ko Metallica yan. But then, so it's a great band that you joined and that you're in, and you're really, when I saw you perform, I want to ask you about that as well, because it's I wouldn't say rare, but it's nice to see Pinoy frontmen of bands that play original music, no? So an original band. Um, your stage presence, you because you go all out. I mean, I saw that since you were in Power Tone, but now that you're in POT, that the music just propels you forward, and you can't. I mean, if you can't move with POT, then something's wrong with you, right? So, where does that come from? Where does that freedom come from? Or, like you mentioned a while ago, it's like, uh, it's turmoil is happening inside you when you're performing that way. So, what's your approach? How do you feel when you perform?
Mm. Um, I guess oh, my mom is just, and I think I also got some of it from my auntie who I told you died last year
Yeah,
with the heat stroke. She was a dancer in Japan, and my lolo also, not a dancer, but he was a public speaker for the JCs, Philippine JCs. So so there were no musicians in the family up until now. Um, so I think what I got from them is, how to use the stage, how to be a good performer, how to project, uh, how it is to be a frontman. I think that kind of it is, um, you know, um, in the blood, I guess. But what I feel, kasi, is I really want to please people. We're a family of people pleasers, in
mm.
the best sense. I mean, I also was a fan. Everybody was a fan. Up until now, I'm still a fan of POT. And when I see people coming to the gigs, and that they're very sincere. They went there with their hard earned money. They went away from their families for a bit just to see you guys, man. So more than the ticket price, the time that they allotted to see you guys. I mean, I just wanna give them a good time. We just wanna give them a good time to the best of our abilities, and while trying to 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 pay tribute to what POT's intention was when you first came to the scene. So we're just trying to be to the best we can.
Yeah, I think you guys are doing a great job of keeping that spirit of POT and the spirit of Carl alive, because yeah, it's there. That's why when like I want to say it again. It's like when I discovered that you were the new singer of POT. It's like, yes, come on, it's red. It has to be red. It was always going to be red. We just didn't know, you know. And I have one more question for you before we go, but I also want to say is that, my journey with you since we first met, from until now, this moment, it's like I'm interviewing you, man. It's like you have come a long way, and it's such a cool thing for me to see someone I know go through this musical journey of being in the right place at the right time. Because somehow you're destined to be this where you are now. Because you didn't really work hard for it. I mean, of course, you work hard for it. You work hard all the time. Because this is your passion. But what I mean is, um, it, um, yeah, it was such a cool thing. Yeah, to see you from start to now. It's like, yeah, I'm very proud. And I saw when I saw you, when we saw each other after your gig in Pasig, I told it to you, and your mom was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I told you to your face. It's like I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of what you did, what you're doing, and
Salamat, Wolf.
yeah, man. I mean, really proud. I mean, I'm really proud that I know you because first of all, you're a great person, and second, I saw your growth, and then you're thriving now in POT. I mean, you are the vocalist of POT, man. I mean, there was like a question. There's that question. It's like who's going to be able to slide into Carl's shoes and dance with it, and then you made your own shoes. You're making your own shoes with POT, and it's and then you played a new song when I saw you guys, right? It's like a really really heavy Black
Ano, that,
Sabbath kind of riff.
Ian just, I think, rearranged the intro a bit, but it's an old POT song.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
that's Carl's vocals on it, or is that yours?
I think no, it's still Carl's. I
Oh, it's
think it
still
was.
Carl's.
I think you're pertaining to.
You played a new song in that set that I watched you guys. It was very heavy, like Black Sabbath in the beginning, like really heavy,
It
like
was an old
metal,
song.
like
Yeah,
super
it was an old
metal.
song.
Like, huh?
Rearranged lang ni Ian. Yeah,
Oh, okay, so it's an
the
old song.
intro. Yeah.
Right, right. Are you writing new music with POT?
Um, right now, the short answer is not yet. No. Just because the logistics just wouldn't allow for it right now. Um, Ian O'Malley is in, if I'm not mistaken, Laguna. He's in Laguna,
Mm,
bordering Cavite.
right.
Mali is in Kawit. Myself, I'm in the east. I'm in Cainta Rizal.
Yeah.
Les is also somewhere here in Rizal.
Oh
So the
wow.
logistics just, yeah, it just wouldn't allow for it. But yeah, right now we're just really focused on, playing music, enjoying it,
Yeah.
and trying our very best to serve it, you know, the best that we can to the fans. It's really them. Wolf, ibang klaseng fans ng POT.
Yeah.
Wow, hanep.
Yeah.
They come to the gigs with all their, their of course their admiration for the band, but also their knowledge of music is like, wow, ibang klaseng fans ng POT para.
Oh yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm and
Yeah.
I'm and, and I'm and I'm and I'm very proud that, you know our group has, this like quality of fans, like parang they really know time signature, they really know like music theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
POT fans are like not your casual fan. Alam mo
Yeah.
yun, iba.
Yeah.
It's like
Really.
they're amazing. They're amazing.
I'm like I have this list of bands that I have to watch every time I visit Manila. And then of course POT, and then Coffee Break Island, anything that Paul Putian
Paul.
does. Yeah,
Yeah.
anything that he does, I'm gonna watch that guy. And then who's the only another reggae band? Oh, Lady I, the
Lady I.
yeah,
Yeah,
really
Irene.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sila, yeah. And then of course POT. I mean, I have to see you guys every time I visit Manila if possible. So anyway, before we go, I wanted to ask you about your influences so that people know or kind of get an idea where you're coming from. Because I already know some of it. Your classic rock side, but of course, I'm sure your music vocabulary is much wider than that. So when you started out, of course, you mentioned those cassette tapes, but nowadays, what are you listening to? What affects your moods these days?
Um, my if I take a look at my playlist, for example, I mean, music nowadays is like consumed differently, no?
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe it's just a fast paced, how fast life is right now, I guess, and we don't get to we don't get a say, I think, on that. But yeah, I think it's consumed differently when I say that, just because when I play music, it's for a purpose. Like for example, I needed to like jolt me up for a workout, or I needed to brighten up my mood or whatever. But back then, when you were just starting to listen to music, there was this like, you have to like sit down and have intention. Like you have to finish the album. Parang ganon, right? So, but yeah, I really miss doing that. I haven't done that in a while. But to answer your question, I listen to everything really. Even when I just turn on the FM radio, I listen to whatever's in there. It's just listening for the sake of not judging, but listening because, like for example, even in these like K-pop songs, they would come up with melodies like, oh wait, oh nga, no, that's something I could make my own and
Mm.
probably work it into
Yeah, yeah,
into
yeah,
a
yeah,
new song,
yeah,
whatever. So really, right now, it's everything, Wolf. It's
yeah.
as
Because
the answer
music,
is everything.
yeah, because music is music, man.
Yeah,
Music is music. It doesn't come, a melody is a melody. If you get
yeah.
inspired by a melody or a beat or a feel,
Hmm.
then that's it. Doesn't really matter what kind of music it is.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm the same way. I'm exactly the same way. It's like I take for granted listening to, like you said, listening to the whole album. And I used to do that. I used to like just listen to the whole album, just lie in bed and let the whole album play. Of course, you're, medicated with nice Baguio Gold during those
Hmm.
times. And then, but that's what you did when you were younger. You discovered music because you had time to do it,
Hmm.
and and of course, when you were younger, you're very curious about music, and uh, and it's like you take for granted listening to Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd.
Hmm.
But then when you listen to it again, you're like, oh my God, it's so good. But then you're
Oh,
so
Pink.
used to those songs already. It's like you know those songs by heart, you know, that you know Stairway by heart, that you take it for granted. Oh, I don't have to listen to Stairway to Heaven because I know it by heart.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, my friend, thank you very much for joining me.
Oh, thanks, Wolf. Maraming
And
maraming salamat.
maraming salamat din sa'yo. And then, any gigs coming up soon? This is gonna be coming out in next week. So if you have any gigs in the future, we want to plug them.
I think we have a couple of private gigs coming
Oh,
soon, so
private
that's
gigs.
not pluggable at all.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay, yeah, pero
yeah,
yan.
but yeah, the we have been invited to like, wow, like for example, this May we're playing a wedding gig, and they're not asking for anything else but P.O.T songs. Wow.
Wow,
So yeah, so the husband and the wife
our
are
fans.
huge POT fans. Yeah,
That's
we're
so
playing
cool.
Tagaytay. Yeah, we're playing Tagaytay on the wedding. It's very hanep.
And yeah, thank you very much, man. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 42 with my guest and my friend. Very proud of this guy, Red Dela Peña of P.O.T, the new vocalist. I wouldn't say the new vocalist, the vocalist of P.O.T. And thanks, man. Appreciate you, man. I'll see you soon. All right.
Thank you very much, Wolf.
All right.
I'll see you soon.
Thanks.